Alright, hey everyone, this is Ash. Welcome back to the King's Speech. So I finally got time during this hectic week to sit down and react to the new Spy Family chapter. I didn't even, my brain didn't even process that it was out until I saw everyone reacting to a certain moment that comes up in the chapter. It wasn't a big spoiler, it was just the reveal that the good boy dog does indeed join, the Forger family. So I'm looking forward to that. Without further ado, let us jump into Spy Family Mission 22. And we have, as usual, translation by Casey Lowe, lettering by Rena Mappa. We'll pick up where we left off the last chapter with the German Shepherd leaping through the air towards Lloyd as he fires off a few quick shots, and you see a whip whip as the bullets go zipping past and just tear through the harnesses attaching the bombs to the German Shepherd. And as it lunges down and Lloyd puts up his arm to block as the German Shepherd grabs onto it. And you see him as he's going, ah! And with his other hand, I think he grabs onto the bomb pack as he's falling. And Keith is at the entrance to the alleyway watching this all going down. As he goes, it's got its fangs in him? That's it. Eat shrapnel, pig. And you see that as he presses the timer on the bomb, or as he flips the switch on the bomb, you see that Lloyd's thrown it behind him into the canal. And you see a kafoom as an explosion of air water gets thrown up into the air as the bomb gets set off. And Keith is like, what? The bomb was in the river? But how did he... And as Lloyd's still struggling with the dog, he goes, sorry for this, as he slams the poor puppy into a nearby garbage bin with a yip. And he goes, I apologize for the accommodations, but I need you to wait here. As he closes the lid and you hear the dogs go, Urf, Urf! And he goes, I'll come back for you. And you see Lloyd just taking off running, or not running, just walking through the fog and the mist left behind from the explosion as he's heading towards Keith in his car. And he goes, that old man could never... He's like, hey, wait, who the hell is that? Oh, I love this panel of Lloyd looking like a grim reaper, just shrouded in the mist and the steam around him. I suppose it's just the mist from after from the explosion. Just looking like a badass. And Keith is just in utter shock as he goes, my plan! Did my plan fail? Where did that guy come from? And he goes, damn it! As he puts the car into gear and starts driving away. And as he's trying to take off, Lloyd goes, you're not getting away. Not in that eyesore of a car with flag plates. Your little revolution is over now. And you see that Lloyd's got a pretty nasty bite wound on his arm. And the dog's actually managed to rip through the fabric. And he goes, even with stab-proof fabric, this hurts like hell. And you see on the streets, Yor's running around trying to look for Anya. And she goes, Anya, it's like she must have run back to that first pet store. I know it's not likely, but if she runs into that terrorist again, I have to find her, and fast. And she's like, huh? And as she looks down over this bridge on the roadway, she sees Keith's car come swerving around the corner with a clunk clunk. And Anya recognizes him in the driver's seat. She goes, oh, that's the guy. And she goes, you're not getting away from me this time. Not after what you did to Anya. And she slams in front of the car right below the bridge. And Keith is just shocked. He's like, someone just jumped off that bridge. And he goes, get out of the road, you stupid. And you see your... Oh... You see Yor just drawing back as she kicks the car with such force, it just dents inward and impacts and sends him flying right into a lamppost with a crash and a crunch. And then Yor goes to the telephone and she's like, hello, police. I found that terrorist in the alley behind Northtown Park. He seems to have had a car accident. Please come arrest him right away. She's like, me? I'm the housewife who called earlier. I have to go. And you see Keith's bloody face just slammed into the steering wheel. Sweet, sweet justice. As you see Yor going, Anya! She takes off running again, trying to find her. And you see back in Kimono Park, I think the fake dog store that Lloyd's people set up, we have, well, I guess we can close the file on that one. What a horrible day. It's like, So let's just be grateful it concluded without causing a stir. And that we can count on the Eastern government to clean up the mess. And they're like, does that mean returning these dogs to them? And he goes, I don't think we have to go that far. Let's keep them here in the shop while we wait further orders. I expect there'll be questions about them that we need to answer. And you see Lloyd getting dressed as he goes, well, I'm out. I need to get back to my family ASAP. The other agents go, thank you for your help. As he leaves. And on the way out... you see an unlikely reunion as Anya with her adorable shocked face riding on the adorable good boy who's huffing and puffing away from having run so far, and Yor, who's also out of breath, having shown up from two different directions. As Lloyd goes, what are you two doing here? Thought you went to the adoption fair. And Anya goes, you were pooing for so long, I was worried about you. And Yor's like, I was chasing after Anya to make sure she was okay. And Lloyd looks at the dog and goes, and this dog? The dog just goes, Worf! And you see them explaining all the events as Yor goes, and after all that happened, finding a pet was the last thing on our minds. And Lloyd's just completely shocked by all this and goes, they got caught up in the terrorist crisis, and I had no idea? And he goes, oh, I'm so sorry, I was holed up in a restroom while all this was happening. And Yor just about to cry. She's like, no, I'm the one who should be sorry. Must have been that terrible breakfast I made that put you there. Oh, Anya's so adorable. As Lloyd gets mad and shouts for her, goes, and you, Anya, how many times do I have to tell you not to wander off by yourself? You could have been killed. And she does the whole crying eyes and starts trembling. I'm sorry. And just the most adorable chibi face ever. And Lloyd calms down and goes, they didn't hurt you. You're okay? And she nods. She goes, because the doggy protected me. And you see Lloyd looking at it as he goes, this must be another one of the Project Apple test subjects. And he glances over at, I want to say that his boss, the lady was called Sparrow. So I'm just going to assume that's the case. If I'm wrong, I will correct that mistake for next time. But he glances back at her. For, I guess, affirmation or something, as he goes, we certainly can't afford to let such a creature run free. And she just kind of nods her head, so he looks back at the dog, and he pats its head, and he goes, thank you for protecting my daughter. And then you hear, excuse me, we're from the State Security Service investigating the incident that occurred at the city center earlier. May I ask you a few questions? And they go, I see. Then this must be another one of the dogs trained by the terrorists. You'll need to come with us. And Lloyd goes, please take good care of him. And Anya's just kind of silent as she doesn't want to say goodbye to the doggy. And he goes, considering the delicate nature of East-West relations, we won't be making this incident public, and I'll ask for your discretion as well. We appreciate your cooperation. And you can see Anya's mind reading the doggy again, as it has the happy image of Anya just cheering, and Lloyd and Yor just smiling at him. And she comes to a realization as Yor goes, now that that's all over, we can get back to finding you a dog. And Lloyd goes, indeed we can, so Anya. And she goes, no! I want this doggy! And she goes and gives him a hug. Oh, it's so adorable. And both Yor and Lloyd are taken aback by this, as Lloyd's trying to talk her and goes, Anya, didn't you hear her? And she goes, I want to keep him forever. And Lloyd's like, absolutely not. The bad men trained that dog to... And Anya goes, I don't care, he saved my life. And Lloyd goes, Anya, you were the one who said you wanted a small dog. And she goes, well, now I want a big dog. This big dog. And Lloyd's like, you need to be reasonable. And Anya just puts on this determined face. She goes, "Let me keep this dog or I'll never go to school again." Oh, and Lloyd and Sparrow are taken aback by this, that the fact that she's making these demands. And Lloyd's like, "What are you talking about? This doesn't have anything to do with..." And she goes, "He's mine, 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 mine." And Sparrow kind of just goes, "Suppose that would be fine." And, oh God, Lloyd goes, "Hannah, officer." And Yora's like, "Are you sure it's okay?" And she goes, "Oh, I doubt anyone would care if one of the dogs is never officially recovered. The terrorists have all been apprehended and the dogs themselves did nothing wrong." And Lloyd's like, "But..." And she just kind of tells him, "We can't let this endanger Operation Strix. What choice do we have?" And he goes, "That may be so, but still, we have more than enough other dogs..." Oh, she goes, "We have more than enough other dogs to keep the researchers busy. I'm placing this one under your supervision. Keep it strictly under control." As if I don't have enough on my plate already. And you see Anya going, "There's so many other doggies. Are the police going to be mean to them?" And she comes and pats Anya's head. She goes, "Don't worry, little girl. We'll take good care of the dogs. We'll give them nice soft beds and warm food to eat. These dogs have probably had to live very hard lives. That's why I want you to be extra nice to this one and take very good care of him. Do you promise?" And Anya's just got shining eyes. She's like nodding. And she goes, thank you, Papa's boss lady." And she goes, "Hey." She goes, tells Lloyd she's a total sweetheart. And Lloyd's just kind of grimacing as he goes, "You have no idea." And she goes, "Oh, I have a very good idea. I used to have a daughter that age myself." And you see Yor just looking down at the doggy as she's celebrating with Anya. And she goes, "It's your lucky day, you and Anya both." And the good boy's like, "Woof." And Lloyd's boss goes, "Peace won the day. That's all that really matters." And Lloyd kind of smiles and goes, "Can't argue with that." So she says, "We'll take the dog overnight and have him examined to make sure that he's healthy. If we don't find anything wrong, we'll deliver him to your home tomorrow." Lloyd goes, "Very well. I guess we should call it a day." And Yor goes, "Sounds good to me. I'm tired. Today felt like such a long day." And Anya's just all serious, like, "We need to be careful. The field trip isn't over till you're home in one piece." And Lloyd's like, "Did they say that at school? This wasn't a field trip." And Yor's like, "Don't worry, Anya. The danger's all over now." And she goes, and Yor's just thinking to herself, to think that it was me who stopped the bad guys and protected the country. And no one will ever know. And Anya's just the same thing. And she's like, he. I did it. I stopped that bomb and saved Papa's life. I saved the whole world. And you have Lloyd who's just looks exhausted going, we narrowly managed to save the summit, but I don't know how much more I can take. My stomach's killing me. And you see Yor and Anya holding hands, just happily skipping along, going, as Anya's going, "Doggy, walkie, bow, wow." And you see Lloyd just kind of slumped over, exhausted, following along. And you see on the news, continuing our story, there was a pair of serious car accidents in the city yesterday. And you see Anya kind of just fidgeting as she's walking around going, "Is Doggy here yet? Is Doggy here yet?" And Lloyd's like, "Calm down, he'll be here soon. I can't see the TV." And you hear a buzz as one of the agents comes by to drop off the good boy, who goes, "You all take good care of him now." And Yor's like, he's all like, "Where am I?" And you see him just glancing around, and you see the scene that played out from his memory of Anya going, "Welcome to Anya's house, Doggy," as Lloyd and Yor are all smiling at him. And they go, "Now it's your house too." He's like, "Have you thought of a name for him yet? A name?" And you see the doggy flashing back. God, this scene's gonna make me cry right now. Really? And you see, "Send in subject 8. Time for his shots." When you see the poor boy just whimpering as he's being held down and they're injecting him. And they go, "Eat your food, you ingrate." Is just dumping food on the floor, and you see them strapped to a table as they're just subjecting to all kinds of electric shocks. And you see the scientist going, "Raise the voltage." And one of them goes, "I don't think that's good." And he goes, "Just do it." He really is gonna make me cry now. He goes, "If he dies, there's plenty more where he came from." He's just kind of the dog's just kind of silent from where he's hanging his head. And Yora's like, "You okay there, pup?" And Anya's like, "Maybe he's nervous. Do you want a treat? This is your home now. You're part of the Forger family now." And the dog just slowly takes a step forward, and he's all happy as he's wagging his tail, and he goes, "Woof!" And you have it's day 2 of the East-West Summit that began last night. Negotiations towards a new arms control agreement were reportedly off to a good start. Alright. This was Spy Family just continues to be phenomenal. And I know it's only like 20 chapters in, so it's probably a little bit too early to kind of pass judgment on it. But it's such a perfect blend of comedy and action, and I just absolutely love everything about it. I love all the characters. I love Anya and her faces. I love that we're getting this most goofy, adorable looking dog as the family pet. I love the new dynamics we're going to get from it, where you have a spy, an assassin, a dog that can see the future, and a girl that can read minds as a family. I love that you're got to be the badass that finished off Keith with just that deadly body blow, sending that car flying. Oh, I love everything about this. This series is phenomenal. I can't wait to see him forever. I can't wait to see what name Anya comes up with for the doggy. Uh, my personal guess is just going to be that they're going to call him Boots because his little paws look like little booties. But I will say all that animal abuse when he's thinking about his past nearly did break me. I was this close to letting a few tears fall. But I'm glad we got a happy ending. I'm glad the good boy is at home where he belongs now. Uh, just such a good chapter. Spy Family is just such a great, warm, uplifting series, and I'll never stop praising it enough. And if you haven't already, I don't know why you'd be watching this reaction if you haven't. Go check it out. It is absolutely phenomenal. But I think I will cut it off there. So like always, if you do like my videos, please like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. It really does mean a lot to me as a show of support. And once this chapter hits tonight, I should also expect video read through for Yona of the Dawn Volume 6 coming out as well. And since there is no One Piece or Haikyuu this weekend, as both are on break from Shonen Jump, I will probably try to do something else for this weekend. So current plan is to do an analysis of Oden's story from One Piece and kind of talk about that, and really kind of all the hang-ups and everything I had about it. So look forward to that coming out. And until next time, this is Ash. I will talk to you all later.